I think there's a couple of points to to what you're raising here. I think how someone experiences your brand, or how a business interacts with their customers, can happen in all sorts of ways. Like I say, depending on the country, depending on the maturity of the market. Um, so yeah, I think you've got to look at things and say, right, looking at one market, one country, and saying, right, we're approaching this with a tiered approach, tier one through to tier five, and the level of sophistication that we can deliver at a tier one is very different than a tier five. But again, the expectation of a tier five city or market is going to be quite different. So you can have a lot more impact and wow with, let's say, simpler tools or launches or whatever.
Yeah.
But if we look at how brands are experienced, I've had great experiences there where I've seen Asian consumers. They're in flagship stores on Fifth Avenue, looking through all the products, and then basically being online, FaceTiming with their family and friends back in Asia, talking about the products they're seeing and experiencing in New York on Fifth Avenue. They may not actually have purchased something there, but it's enabled them to get into the brand and understand that brand in a far different way than maybe the third or fourth tier city live within in an Asian country. So again, it's a bit of a complete loop, when you look at your brand and how you communicate and look at your consumers from a global perspective, particularly if you're there as a global brand. But it could be that you've actually got a lot of interaction with your flagship store on Fifth Avenue that's by people that it's the first time they've actually been able to walk in and experience your brand in that type of way. They may not actually purchase anything there. They may go back home to their country and purchase something online. Or they might even, and this is a whole different subject, they might actually even buy counterfeit product that has your brand mark on, because now they want to be part of your tribe, but can't yet afford to be part of it, but they're on that journey. So again, we need always, when we're working with people, to think about the consumer journey. How's the consumer interacting with our brand? Not how do we want the consumer to interact? How does the consumer interact with our brand? And where are those touch points? And how do we reflect that in our body of work to get maximum value? Because the amount of conversations I've had in global organizations where a traditional sales organization and a sales director for North America, right? This has to be about selling stuff in North America. How can we increase the sales in North America? Is he particularly interested in an Asian consumer coming into the Fifth Avenue store, looking at all the products, the brand, getting really jazzed up by it, and then going back over to Asia and purchasing something in Korea because he's got really excited about the brand in America? He's not in a traditional way able to tick some sales as a result of that interaction or that sales staff time with that Asian consumer. But for a brand, that's incredibly important and has massive value. If consumers are just flicked off as how much you're going to buy, how many shirts do you want to buy? If we're only seeing, and brands are only seeing, the value in dollars into the cash register in that physical space, I think they're missing a large part of the future.